Hello, welcome. Now this is our test automation introduction session, and we are going to discuss about the tools available in the market and what is best suitable to a mobile testing environment. So as I discussed this piece earlier, that there are different tools available already in the market, and we will take a look at that one by one. But as a history, it was a complicated piece, the automation in mobile testing environment, and because there were very sophisticated tools available, beginning to be available in the when we started doing desktop testing, like Windrunner, and then it became QTP, and it was tightly integrated with the test director and then quality center, and it was um, seamless. And but in the case of mobile testing automation, we struggled a lot in the beginning. We There were tools that make use of the AT interface and record the screen, capture the screen, and then based on that one, um, whatever scenario is being performed, pick that app and then compare both. And it was really complicated when we really trying to start the testing automation in the kind of smartphones or feature phones in around 2005. And then once Android iPhone came into the picture and they started releasing their SDK open, and then uh, more comprehensive tools built in Java and other easy languages like Ruby, and frameworks like Cucumber, Calabash being started to be available. And so I would say that 2014 is the best year for mobile testing automation. And I always used to say this: in the case of automation, start simple and then you will be able to unleash the potential of automation on the go. So everything starts simple. So a Chinese proverb said that your 1,000 miles journey starts with a single step. So in test automation, especially mobile test automation, you should start simple, meaning that you should really choose the tool, start building the tool, and start creating the environment for the first test case. Once that is done, everything will fall in place in a very easy manner. That is what I really wanted to state at this point in time. There are tools, that is which is open source tools, there are paid tools, and there are tools that native to that platform itself. For example, that tool may run only on that platform, and it will not really run on other platform. For example, tools like Robotium is only for Android, it's not for iPhone at all. So it's very difficult to build that kind of cross platform tools. And there are certain tools even achieved that, like Calabash and Appium. And so let's take a look at the tools which I am going to discuss today, and which is the first one is Robotium, which I really had my hand on Robotium as a tool in the very beginning, like a couple of years ago. And Robotium was the first popular automation tool for Android, and it's a JUnit kind of framework, and they even have the source code for a test project. And for example, the Robotium is, if you are an Android testing hub, you are actually testing an Android app, and you have the code. The Robotium, you can build Robotium as a TDD, for example, test driven development. And if you don't have the source code with you and you are testing only the application, you can resign it, and then you can automate in your own environment. So that is possible. There is a wiki, and there is the getting started guide, and they also give you a small tool called resigner.jar, which is actually available in this getting started page. You can download that jar file to resign it, because there are manual process available for resigning an APK. We already spoke about signing an APK and all that, and so you can download that resigner from here. And the next tool I really wanted to talk about is Calabash. It is right now the company called Less Painful started maintaining it, and Xamarin purchased the Less Painful as a company, and it's a Ruby Cucumber framework it is. So you write test cases which is really in readable English, and I'm sure you are going to love this tool, because people who don't have much of a logical ability can achieve test automation using this tool. And the core is the Ruby framework, the Calabash framework, and Cucumber you will write tests. Ruby will create a test server APK, and it will install it inside the device or emulator, and then that application will talk to your application and pass events. Those things we will elaborately see when we really start discussing about Calabash. This is an amazing tool. We even use this in production. This is one of the cross-platform tool which right now we are putting that into production already, and it is an amazingly useful tool. And people with, let's move on to the next best, which is Appium. People with very limited amount of native development skills, and people with good web development skills can make use of Appium. It is for native and hybrid mobile apps. It is also a cross-platform tool, and it is also a lot of support is there. Now you can take a look at the support, because for Calabash the support has been kind of freezed. Now very limited support in the Google groups, but Appium must be having an amazingly supportive group, and the tests can be extended in Python, Ruby, and JavaScript. So it's easy to set up, easy to run kind of tool. So that is the second best cross-platform tool, because Robotium is not cross-platform. So Calabash is my first best cross-platform tool. Appium is the second best cross-platform tool, and the third one, so this is one of the paid tool which I really wanted to introduce. There is a video on it, and you should really take a look at that. They have a cloud, and you can test Android, iPhone, and I had a couple of sessions with them in the past. The moment I downloaded the software, and they initiated conversation with me, and they had given me a demo, and you can really automate anything that is connected with a cable using So they also use the native platforms. So BlackBerry they displayed, and it's actually a dead platform. It's not really required. The iOS, Android, and Windows Phone is the ones which we really been looking at. In cloud, Monkey Talk, which is again a free tool, and this is an amazing tool as well. For this, you really need to deal with the development. You have to download an agent from the Monkey Talk site and give it to the iPhone and Android team. They will compile that agent with as an external component in their code, and they will give you the APK. Then the APK which comes with Monkey Talk agent compiled, you will be able to connect that with the Monkey Talk software which you are about to download here if you go to the site. This is a free tool. So when we started trying out this, like last year, it was not very stable. The Android app started crashing again and again. So we just put that aside, and after that I hear that it is amazingly fine, and you should really take a look at that. And we will have another separate session that caters that really showcases Monkey Talk. Let's move on. This is Telerik Test Studio. This is again, it's a kind of paid tool. The desktop version is paid, but the mobile version, the Telerik, this is one tool which really impresses me, that the Telerik tool which is inside a mobile phone. So in an iPhone, so this is only specific to iPhone, it's not for Android. Roboteam is only for Android, specific to that platform, and Telerik is specific to iOS at this point in time, as far I know. So an app that comes and sits inside an iOS device and then starts testing web apps and native apps from there. So it's an app that tests another app, and it is for web app you can just record and play back. For native apps testing, you need to compile the app with a Telerik library, and then the Telerik iOS app will be able to talk to the Telerik app, the app which is compiled there. So that is how it goes. And let's move on. Frank, this is only for iOS. I tried that. They call it Frankifying an app, which is really a cool one. I managed to do that successfully. It is again uses Cucumber to talk to the device, and it is actually painless iOS testing. But Calabash is updated advanced version of Frank, so you don't really need to worry about, because Calabash is cross platform and Frank is not. So that is how this one goes to the first seat. And Test Plant is again a paid tool. I spoke to them again as well, and they give a software called Eggplant. Earlier they said that we have to jailbreak the iOS phones in order Eggplant to work, but after that they even cracked that. So without jailbreaking, the software started working. So you can get a free trial from there as well, and then you can play around with your app. And again, similar kind of thing, maybe an agent to be compiled, and it will be connecting with an app. And basically it records the screen and saves it, and then compares it. Record and playback tool. This is Silk Mobile. Again, you should be able to try this one. We are not going to run a demo for this, for an elaborated session in this, but you should really try out what they have. This is the final one which I really wanted to show you, which is it was Selenium for Android, and now it's Selendroid, and Selenium WebDriver was actually updated and then they really started calling that as Selendroid, and this is also not a cross-platform tool and easy installation, and only for Android. Extendable tests in Java, Ruby, Python, and this is some kind of a very good open source stuff which we can really be able to try out. Robotium, Selendroid for Android, Calabash and RPM for cross-platform Android and iPhone, and this is expiry tests. This is a paid tool. This is a paid tool. MonkeyTalk free tool again, but you have to compile an agent. It was a little bit unstable earlier. Now it may be Test Studio. Again, it's a free tool which is only for iOS, and this is Frank, which is an limited version of Calabash. So this is how I really wanted to end this very basic what is an automation in mobile testing, and where you will really fit. For example, if you don't have very much of coding knowledge, you can start exploring Calabash immediately for iPhone and Android, because you don't really need a coding knowledge for that. I know a person who just wrote 40 scripts in 4 days, and absolutely from non-coding background. So it's that is an indication that you can do automation without any coding knowledge in mobile testing at this point in time, where we are in the beginning of 2014, and so that is how it goes. And I'll see you in a detailed session of each tool we are going to choose for automation, probably Calabash and RPM and Robotium, and then some of the paid tools demo I'll be running, and maybe I'll try to check what is Selendroid and how we can be able to do that. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in another session. Thank you.